most people are so focused on weight loss that they miss these 2 points that are actually what's going to help you to lose weight and get your life back. So, first one is food. For the most part, we think that by counting calories and being extreme in our, vigilant focus on what we're eating, that we can force our body to lose weight. That isn't what I mean when I'm asking you to pay attention to your food intake. The food that we eat builds every part of our body. So this isn't just about whether I'm gaining weight or getting fat off my body. This is about the quality of my heart, my lungs, my kidneys, all the internal organs, and most especially my brain. So the food that we eat is the basis of our good health. This is so important, Wellness Warrior. It's everything. If you don't have good health, your world falls apart, whether that's physical health or emotional health, psychological health. If you don't have good health, your world falls apart. It doesn't matter how thin you are. You're not going to care if your body or your mind is not working properly. Can I point out that gaining weight is what you want? And I'm saying this right off the bat. I'm starting off with the controversial. We don't want a thin, unhealthy body when a chubbier body would be healthy. It doesn't make sense. But what most of us don't understand is one of the amazing things our body is able to do for us, and basically a benefit of gaining weight, is that our body delays illness coming on by making us fat. Okay, let me back up. We don't only gain weight because we overeat. Our body also puts toxins like alcohol and oxalates in fat storage. So, people who gain weight often delay the onset of illness because their body was able to put those pesky toxins in fat jail, right? Compared to people, so skinny people, who get diagnosed with autoimmune issues, skin problems, asthma, joint issues. So many kids are diagnosed with these things and they're still skinny, right? They're still running around like mad. But because this is happening because more of the toxins are just kind of free floating around in your body, causing problems, wreaking havoc on your health, on your body. So if you want to live life at your healthy weight, but you don't want to be sick, what you really need to focus on is eating the right food so your body can rebuild itself in a healthy way, right? Because if your body rebuilds itself, then you're going to feel amazing and your body's going to be able to be at the right weight. So a healthy body regulates its weight. A healthy body that's the important thing to keep in mind. So make my body healthy with the right food. My body gives me the right weight. Now, whether you're doing keto or carnivore, you need to keep in mind that your body is an active system. It works with tolerances, not singular values. So we're told to eat 20 grams of carbs or less. But then we try to eat right up to the edge of 20. And we want to be as close to 20 as possible because we want to continue to indulge in eating. Wellness Warrior, I need you to understand that that's assuming that every person on the planet can actually manage 20 grams of carbs. So I'm talking about the people who have health issues. I'm talking about people who are overweight. I'm talking about people with insulin resistance. Not every person with insulin resistance can manage even the 20 grams. Keep in mind, keto is technically defined as 50 grams of carbs or less. But the doctors said, hey, stay under 20 if you want to try to maximize the possibility you get into ketosis. But the first thing that I want everyone to understand here is that if you consistently eat right up to that 20, you're ignoring the part where They still say 20 grams of carbs or less because maybe you're like me and 18 is your number. And honestly, I wasn't in ketosis for a good portion of the beginning of my keto life because I thought I could go right up to 20. And unfortunately, I was wrong. So you might never get into ketosis if your carb count is less than 20, but you always eat right up to 20. And then we're wondering why we're not losing weight, why my pain is still there, which is my story, why all these problems are happening. But there's a second issue that I want you to think about. Because when your carb count is, let's say, 18, and you eat right up to the edge of that, and you get pulled back into addictive eating, you're now eating and you're struggling to understand why is it that everybody else on keto doesn't have cravings, but I have cravings. I want the cookies, even though I haven't had cookies in months. The carb count on most things are estimates. So can we wrap our mind around that? An apple, we weigh it and we're told that there's 25 grams of carbs in there, but it's an apple. The same way that I'm a system that's active and that my numbers are tolerances, not specific numbers, so is the apple. So maybe that's 25 grams of carbs, but maybe it's 28, right? Maybe that was a really great year for this tree and that apple has a bit more sugar in it. What about the fact that on packaging, when we buy granola bars or keto snacks, and it says there's only 2 grams of carbs in there, again, there are tolerances, and that could be 2 grams plus or minus how much. They're allowed to write 0 grams of carbs if it's less than 0.6 on Things Wellness Warrior. So we are constantly being made to believe that we can know how much carbohydrate is in something when in fact we can't know specifically. And so eating right up to the edge of that carb number can cause us to chase again and get us pulled back into our overeating habit. There's another problem though. Your body might also try to force the sugar lower. So basically, like with me, eat right up to the 18, maybe I'm at 17 and a half and I'm feeling pain. And then eventually 17 and my body's trying to force me to stay away from 18. Or maybe the truth is that my number is 16. At the end of the day, you get pushed further and further and further away from that number because you're trying to eat right up to the edge of it. So I want us to understand that whether or not eating up to 18 causes me to chase, or eating up to 18 causes my pain to come back, or possibly eating up to 18 causes both of those to happen, because I've heard of unlucky individuals where both things are happening. That's the true definition of individual difference. It isn't because the diet doesn't work. It's because your body will take different actions to try to keep you on track, or your body will fail in different ways, taking you off track. And I can't say which one will actually happen to you. I can't say, oh, for sure you're going to just chase, or I can't say that you're going to feel pain. I'm just lucky that I feel pain because honestly, feeling pain makes you not want to ever have that happen to you again. For people who just keep yo-yo dieting and because their weight keeps going up and down, that's a bit of a harder one to overcome for some people. But I can guarantee you that neither one of these things is something that you want to have happen to you, right? Because if that keeps happening to you, you're not going to achieve your goal. So the first thing that I want us to focus on is know your carb max and then stay as far below it as you possibly can. That's the best way that you have to make sure that you keep your body healthy. Healthy equals get to your goal weight. And you keep that in mind. So to get your food right, we need to be honest with ourselves, right? We say we can't do keto because we need variety in our diets, but left to our own devices, when we were eating a standard diet, burgers, pizza, and fries were on repeat, at least in my diet anyway. So did I really need all that variety that we complain about when someone says, hey, just eat meat with this vegetable side dish and you're going to be fine? I don't think so, Wellness Warrior, but this is the story we tell ourselves. There's not enough variety. Then we eat, right? Rather than throw a fit, because keto encourages us to eat meat with a side of healthy vegetables, we need to understand the goal of what we're eating. Low glycemic vegetables are minimizing the toxic sugar levels in our body, Wellness Warrior. That's the goal. That's the purpose, because this allows our body to heal. I want you to keep in mind, your body makes all the sugar that you need. All of it. Any sugar that you eat is an extra. It actually takes your body 20-ish years to completely replace every part of you. So to rebuild you, 20 years. It's like living in a house you're renovating. There's constant improvements being made, but you don't really notice it because of all the dust that's all over the place. So the house just feels messy all the time. But then something happens. And one day, the house just feels right. And for some of us, that right feeling can happen after a few months. I was one of those lucky people. 5 months later, I felt right. But for some people, those renos take years because there was that much internal damage. Unlike a house, though, Wellness Warrior, we can't move. The only option we have is to be patient through the renovations. So that's where this comes in. I want you to have a great menu of healthy foods that taste amazing to you. Wellness Warrior, what are you doing to keep your meals interesting? What are you doing to make sure that you are not dieting that old way where we hate every meal and we're just waiting for the weight to be gone so we can go back to eating garbage? If you go back to eating garbage, all the damage comes back. I'd love to know your secrets. What are you doing to keep your meals interesting? I'll start with mine. You ready for this? Bacon is a great spice. Ever since I've gone carnivore and I don't use spices anymore, cooking things in bacon fat, love it. Cutting up pieces of bacon and putting it in my ground meat, love it. What's your secret, Wellness? What are you going to do to make sure that meals taste to you? If you do it, you're going to keep eating what you're eating because it tastes good. Now, number 3 is a bit different. I want you to stop being normal. We're consistently saying that we want to be like everybody else, right? We want to eat junk, and we want to drink, and we want to play video games or watch television or listen to music or whatever the heck it is that keeps you sitting on the couch rather than being out moving your body. But then we want to have rock hard abs and we want to look sexy as hell. You can't have both, Wellness Warrior. That doesn't exist. Normal means average. If we behave like the average person, we get their results. 43% of Americans are obese. Average isn't anything to aim at. Be a weirdo. Be exceptional by being healthy. Do steps 1 through 3, and then you'll automatically set yourself up to naturally achieve the 4th one. But will you actually notice when you've achieved it? We all know those people who lose weight, lost weight, and then they put it back on. I was one of those people, by the way. I lost and regained 2 people from 2011 to 2018. That's crazy. We can force ourselves to lose weight for an event or to get back into the dating game. I've done both of those myself personally. It's keeping the weight off that was eluding me for so many years. So many years until I figured out this last piece of the puzzle. Because this is the thing that if I do it, so because I did it, if you do it, changes everything. So here we go. Last piece of the puzzle. Make your new diet, whether it's keto or carnivore, your lifestyle. That means you do it all the time. That means you do it no matter what's happening. birthday party, holiday celebration. It doesn't matter what's going on. You eat the correct meals, because it's not about dieting. It's not about ever stopping this healthy thing that you're doing for yourself. You were living the lifestyle of the high carb, low fat, ruin your body for years. It got you to this point. Now keto and carnivore are going to help you to get your body back, to get your life back. I want you to follow these steps and you're going to see that you'll be successful. So let me know in the comments what you're going to do, Wellness Warrior. Are you ready to commit to get your body back? If you are, getting your cravings under control is key. That's why this video is the one that you need to watch next. So click on the link and I'll meet you over there.